Am I the jerk for being mad over double standards in my marriage? A week ago, I asked my daughter, 8, to quickly watch her brother, 10 months, while I picked up some things I had been working on during his nap. She rarely gets asked to watch him as I feel that he is my job, not hers. Hubby came home and saw that she was watching baby and went off on me about how I was irresponsible. Accidents happen quickly and she wouldn't know what to do in a shocking event. These are all reasonable fears, so I made the necessary changes to ensure I am there to watch him at all times. Today, Sunday, I asked him to watch baby as I started baking a large order. I came into the room and noticed he was alone watching TV. I asked him where baby was and he replied that our daughter was watching him in her bedroom. Her bedroom is on the opposite side of the house, and with the TV blaring you could definitely not hear what was going on in her room. I pointed out to him how he yelled at me last week for the same thing and he replied that was different. When asked how, he replied she wants to look after him. She came to ask me if she could. I was so mad. I didn't leave them alone for prolonged periods of time. I was literally in and out of the room during all of that time as I was cleaning up, but that was neglectful and dangerous because I asked her to watch baby. While at the same time it is perfectly okay for her to be left, completely alone, rooms away, with the TV on, because she asked to watch him, so somehow that would mean that she pays closer attention to him? Like accidents don't happen when you choose to look after a baby? He is now mad at me, saying I am overreacting and that I am still in the wrong while he is not. I accept that I was wrong in asking her to watch him, but am I wrong for being mad about the double standards? Am I the jerk for refusing to be adopted? I, 16F, have been in foster care since I was 6 and it's not great. I've been with my current foster parents Bob and Lisa for 4 years. It's better than other places, but their bio kids, Adam 12M, Braden 11M, Charlie 9M, don't like me. I mostly just stay quiet and keep my head down, but it's to the point that I legit hate the oldest two. Charlie is okay when the others aren't around. I think he mostly just goes along with his brothers. Bob and Lisa wanted to adopt me 2 years ago, and Adam had a screaming tantrum about it and I told them I didn't want to be adopted. It was a rough time because everyone was trying to convince me to do it and it hurt Bob and Lisa a lot that I said no, but I don't want brothers that hate me and I don't think Bob and Lisa's family really want me around. It came up again on my 16th birthday last month and Bob and Lisa said that they really want me to be their daughter on paper and for us to be a proper family. I don't think it would change anything, other than nobody could make me move to a different home. I like Bob and Lisa fine, but I know they treat me different than their bio kids and Adam and Braden remind me all the time that I'm not really family. So I don't feel like I belong here and it'll just get worse if they adopt me. I said I don't think it's a good idea, but they asked me to think about it for a while so I said I would. Bob's mom must have heard about it because she caught me alone last weekend when she was over and told me I was ungrateful and have no reason to refuse and it was generous of Bob and Lisa to take me in and give me a home in the first place and they deserve better from me. I haven't told Bob and Lisa about it, but she might be right. They're nice to me and I've been much worse places and they want to be my family after I age out. I don't think anyone else wants that though, so I don't know if I'm being a jerk for hurting them or not. Am I the jerk for kicking my cousin out of my wedding? I, 28F, was getting married and I wanted everything to be perfect, so I had some rules. One of the important rules was not bringing kids to my wedding for various reasons. They could destroy the deco, and what would I even do if they got hurt? When I told my family and guests about this rule, they all seemed to understand except for my 30F cousin. She said I was being rude and this was a way to not make her come to the wedding because I knew how clingy her kids are. Her kids are 3 and 4 years old. I simply told her no, I want my family to be there but no kids. She still made a fuss out of it and asked me why I didn't book a kids area. A kids area was out our budget, so it was definitely no. I told if she can't come it's okay, I understand. The wedding date came and I didn't expect her to come, but she did and she came with her 2 kids. I immediately rushed her out of my wedding and told I wasn't going to take this kind of disrespect. This made a whole scene, delaying my wedding for 15 minutes because of a 30-year-old woman who couldn't follow simple rules. Some of family thinks I'm the jerk, but some think I did the right thing. Am I the jerk for telling my girlfriend the truth about her friends? My girlfriend and I have been together for about 4 months. She's always talked so highly of her friends, so I was excited to meet them. It turns out they're awful people. I met them yesterday for lunch and immediately they started teasing her for her degree choice, calling it basic, and they've never imagined her in a relationship. They then continued to leave in a few passive-aggressive comments about her looks and lack of relationship experience. My blood was boiling, but she was just smiling the whole time and not reacting to these comments in any negative way. I didn't want to ruin the meal, so I bit my tongue, but I hate these people. Once we got back to her place, I brought this up and she said that's just how they are. We poke fun at each other. Here's where I might be the jerk. I refused to let that slide because they obviously were not doing it as a joke, they were just being rude. No one else poked fun at anyone but her. She got upset and told me to please stop saying mean things about her friends. They've been hanging out since middle school and I don't know them like she does. I kept insisting that I'm not being mean, they are, and she would never say any of those things to them. She was quiet for a moment and then asked me to please leave. She hasn't messaged me since. Am I the jerk for telling my girlfriend the truth about her friends? Am I the jerk for selling our house without informing my wife? My wife and I have been married for many years, but before we got married, I had built up a substantial wealth. When we got married, I opted for a prenuptial agreement and complete separation of assets. She also had a significant premarital wealth. Besides the house we currently live in, I still own a beautiful apartment in the same city that I usually rent out, but it's currently vacant. Over the past 2 years, we've had many discussions about moving to a smaller town and getting a house near the beach. 2 months ago, we bought the house for our upcoming move. We've already made the renovations we wanted, bought furniture, and will be moving into the new house soon. Since we won't be living in this city anymore, I didn't see a reason to keep the house we currently live in and sold it without notifying my wife. Considering it's solely my asset, I didn't see the need to inform her in advance. Plus, selling and buying property is always a stressful process. On the day I finalized the sale, I told her that I had sold the house, and she was furious with me for not letting her know. She mentioned that she still needs a residence in this city and intends to come here frequently. I explained to her that I still have the apartment, which we can use whenever we need to be in the city, so there shouldn't be an issue. She remains upset with me, claiming that I didn't treat her like a wife by not involving her in such an important decision. On the other hand, I believe I didn't leave her without an address in the city, and the house was always exclusively my asset, just as she has her own wealth. She argues that it's a completely different situation because it's the house we've been living in, and we're moving in the next few days. Am I the jerk? Am I the jerk for telling a girl who has a crush on me that I am gay and the person whom she is competing with is my cousin? English isn't my first language, so there might be some spelling mistakes. So I, 16M, am really close to my cousin, 18F. For the sake of the story, I'll call her Charlotte. We don't look the same at all, so most people don't expect us to be family. There is this one girl in my school, 16F, I'll call her Kayla. She has this competing kind of drive that everyone in my school crazy. But let's get on with the story. Kayla always had a crush on me. She has been very open about it and even called me babe in front of other friends/strangers. I of course always get mad at her, and she would cry and go to her mommy and daddy. Yes, she still calls her parents mommy and daddy. But she doesn't know that I am very gay. Me and my cousin Charlotte do everything together. It is a running joke in the family that we're almost siblings. When Kayla saw me and Charlotte walking together to the movies, she went nuts, like literal nuts. She was almost white of rage, fire coming out of her mouth as she said that somehow I was cheating on her and that I need to go with her so she could discipline me for cheating. I said no, and Charlotte did too. In school she wasn't talking to me or anyone for days. We all celebrated with pizza. No one in the school likes her. When someone has something, she would buy it and take 3 of them to school, or when I had an operation to get my appendix removed, she said that she did that 3 times. We all burst out laughing and didn't stop until the bell rang. She ran, like always, to her parents. This is the part where I would be the jerk. When me Charlotte were bowling, she came to me and said that she was much better than that whore over there and she knows her parents and knows that she is already taken, which is true. She has a boyfriend who was basically adopted by the whole family. It was then when the bucket overflowed and it all came down. I went off about how she has been constant harassing me since she moved here, and that this girl she was so-called competing with was my cousin and that I am gay, and came out for almost 1 year. Everyone in my town knows that I am gay and respect it. She said I was a jerk for going off, but my cousin said that she was glad that I blew up. I have been getting phone calls all day saying that I can be turned straight and more. I kinda feel bad for her, but also I'm happy that I finally told her off. So am I the jerk? Am I the jerk if I don't talk to my friend who did not refund me a concert ticket? My girlfriend, 27F, and I, 29F, planned to go to a concert months in advance. A month before the concert, I let her know that I had accidentally booked a trip home leaving the same night that the concert was scheduled for. It was a complete accident and the flight was non-refundable at that point. Now, here is where I feel like the jerk. She told me it was no problem to not attend and that she would take her boyfriend instead, who did not mind going at all. The concert comes and goes and she does not send me the money for the ticket or even ask if I wanted the money back, which I most likely would have refused, but to me it is the principle of asking or offering to return the money. It wasn't a lot, but again, the principle, as I know I would offer the money back and not have my friend essentially pay for my boyfriend to go to the concert. Am I the jerk if I don't talk to her about this and just end the friendship? This isn't the first time she has done something sort of strange around money and snacks, expenses, etc. What do I do? Am I expecting too much? Am I the jerk for even expecting an offer of the concert ticket money back?